What's up everybody, I'm Jaspreet Singh, and one good thing that came out of the 2020 pandemic was the realization that you can earn money from the comfort of your home. Even if your job doesn't give you the flexibility to be able to work from home, there are other ways that you can earn money from the comfort of your home even if you don't have a lot of money. So what I want to do today is go over 9.5 different ways that you can earn money from the comfort of your home or from wherever you are without spending another penny. Number one is by becoming a digital freelancer. Now, just so we're on the same page, I'm going to be talking about a lot of different companies and resources in this video. This video is not sponsored. None of these companies pay me. The companies that I talk about are real resources that you can use, and I'm not being influenced or paid by any of the companies that I talk about. So a couple freelancing sites on the internet are Fiverr.com, Freelancer.com, and Upwork.com. And these are places where now you can offer some sort of service. Maybe you can be a writer or a graphic designer, or you can offer some sort of financial services. Or if you really don't have that many, you don't think technical skills, you can become a virtual assistant. So no matter what level of expertise or skill you have, anybody can provide some sort of skill or value, and the person that you're providing this value to are typically small business owners. So I, for Minority Mindset and our companies, have used Upwork quite a bit. That is my personal favorite from the business side, and I actually just checked right before I recorded this how much money we've spent on Upwork over the past few years, and we have spent about $250,000 on Upwork paying freelancers over the last few years. And the things that we pay our freelancers for are pretty much anything you can imagine. Anything from video editing to being an actual writer for us, to being a graphic designer for us, to being an actual virtual assistant for me. So I had a couple of virtual assistants that have worked with me on Upwork. And these are people that will manage my email, that might manage my social media, that might manage other things for me to make my life easier. And so depending on what your interests are and what your skill level is, you can offer your services to businesses, to regular people who just want some of their time back in exchange for a fee. The one caveat that I do want to mention regarding freelancing and pretty much everything else is that it does take time and effort to start getting your name and reputation out there, because you need to start building reviews. And as you are just starting off, you're not going to have any reviews, you're not going to have any experience, so it's going to be harder for you to land your first client. But after you can start landing your first client, after you can get a few 5-star reviews, it's going to be significantly easier for you to get more clients, and now you can become pickier and choosier of who you want to work with, and then you can also bump up your rates. But in the beginning, you just got to get your first couple clients, you got to get a few 5-star reviews, you got to demonstrate your value, and once you can do that, then you can start charging more money, and you can start picking the better clients and picking the more type of work that you want to do. The second thing that you can do is try to find a company that allows you to work from home. So like here at the Minority Mindset companies, if you work for Minority Mindset or Market Briefs, which is my financial newsletter, you have this flexible option to work from home pretty much whenever you want. What we do is we have a 1-day-a-week team day where people come into the office, but generally you have the ability to work from home pretty much whenever you want. And so we have some team members that travel, some team members that live out of an RV, some team members that are currently touring the country. However, you have the flexibility to be able to work from home because we are a digital-based company. Now, if your company does not allow that, they don't allow you to work from home, because most companies, even the fully remote ones, do have some sort of hybrid capacity where you have to go in once in a while, but there are some companies that are fully remote. So if you want to completely work from home, or if you want to be able to travel, you want to be able to work from somewhere else, you can do that, but you have to be able to find a company that allows you to do that. There's a couple sites on the internet. Now, I haven't used these myself, so I haven't verified them, but from the blogs and the reviews that I saw, they seemed like good, legitimate companies. One of them is flexjobs.com, and the second is remote.co. Both of these two are job sites which are tailored to helping you find a work from home job, jobs that allow you to work from the comfort of wherever you want. So they're remote jobs. If your concern now is you don't have the skills or the knowledge or the ability to work from home because of whatever your degree is, then what you can consider doing is getting some sort of certificate. Maybe it's a data science certificate, maybe you learn some sort of coding language. It's a few $1,000s typically. You can get a certificate online on your own schedule, but once you have the certificate, then you'll be qualified to be able to work many different types of work from home jobs, because if you can do the job on the internet, there are some companies that will allow you to work fully remotely. So you need to know what type of job that you can do, what type of thing that you qualify for, and if you can qualify for that, then you just need to find a company that's hiring for that position. Third, if you don't mind being on the phone and you don't mind being on commission, you can also consider being an online salesperson. Now, there's a lot of value here on the education side, because if you know how to sell, that can translate to whatever industry that you go to, because you know how to talk to people, you know how to get people to listen to you, and you know how to sell your product. So when I talk about online sales, this is typically going to be something like financial services. Maybe you're selling mortgages, maybe you're selling insurance, and there's so much that you can learn here in terms of how to sell and how to work and how to do the follow-up and how to cold call people. The nice thing about being a salesperson, especially in these financial services spaces, is that you have the ability to make an unlimited amount of money. Like, you can make a ton of money. When I say ton of money, I'm talking about 6 figures, maybe even potentially 7 figures a year, depending on how good you are, depending on how well you have worked your way up at the company. Because if you're working for a big financial services company, a big brokerage that's selling insurance, big brokerage that's selling mortgages, if you're working for a big company and you can really prove yourself, well, then you can work your way up, and you really have no income limit, just depending on how many hours you're willing to work. So if you're willing to put in the work, if you like learning how to sell, you can make a ton of money and learn a lot by being an online salesperson. And if you don't want to go down the financial services route, there's also a lot of digital companies that are selling things called high ticket offers. These are products that are $1,000 or more. Some of them might be educational products, some of them might be software, some of them might be other things, white labeling things that you can sell on the internet, where now you're on the phone with other business owners or potentially consumers trying to sell your product to the leads that come into these companies. And the way that you find that is really just through networking. Look at other entrepreneurs on the internet. You'll see this quite a bit, where entrepreneurs, the social media entrepreneurs, they'll post on their story where they're looking for a high ticket salesperson, and this is where now you can present yourself. Now, if you have no experience with sales, it's going to be harder to sell yourself here, but one of the things that you can do is really just offer whatever services you have at a discounted price, because you need to learn how to do it first. Once you know how to sell, well, then your income potential really just shoots up, because now you can show the value that you have. Because if you can help a business sell their product, they'll be willing to pay you more money. The fourth way that you can make money from home, even if you don't have a lot of money, is by creating your own blog. And the next 6 that I talk about are going to be things where now you're creating something yourself. So you're starting your own side hustle, but they're all things that I have done myself. So I'm going to talk about these from my own personal experience. Now, if you do want to start your own blog, it's going to take you a little bit more than $0. You don't need a ton of money, but a few $100s to go out and start your own blog. And all you have to do is you got to buy your own domain, and then you got to register with one of the blog services out there. So something like maybe Weebly or WordPress or Wix. I mean, there's a ton of different sites out there. You can find whatever you like the best. But the whole idea here is you're going to be writing articles that people want to read. And these might be things that people are searching on Google. And so if you can write an article that answers a question that somebody is searching on Google, for example, if you write an article on how to make money from home, and people on Google are searching how to make money from home, if your article can show up on the first page of Google and people click on your article, well, now they'll read your article, and then you have many different ways that you can make money. One way that you can make money through your blog is through something called affiliate blogging. This is what we do on the Minority Mindset website. We have a blog on theminoritymindset.com where we talk about a whole bunch of different financial things, what's happening in the stock market, real estate, crypto, and wealth. And one of the ways that we make money is through affiliate blogging, meaning we mention some of our partners or affiliates or sponsors within our blog. Now, we disclose everything. We make it very apparent, and we don't change our decisions based off of who's paying us or who's not paying us. We give our opinion, and if one of the companies that we talk about is an affiliate of ours, we will link them. So if you read an article on how to invest your money in the stock market, we will recommend some stockbrokers. And if you click on one of the ones that pay us money, one of our affiliates, and you open up an account, then we will get paid. Now, not every company that we mentioned is an affiliate of ours, because we want to make sure we provide the most value possible to our readers. But one of the things that you can do now is make these types of affiliate arrangements with companies that you like. And if you're already using a company, if you find ways to make money from home and you like some of the companies that you use, well, then you can link those companies in your blog, and some of those companies will pay you an affiliate commission. Now, not every company needs to be an affiliate partner. I mean, you want to make sure you provide the most value to your readers, because Google can track this. Google is very smart, and they know when you are providing value to your readers and when you're not. And if you can provide more value to your readers, you're more likely to show up on the first page of Google. And then if you're on the first page of Google, you will have more people clicking on your site. And if more people are clicking on your site, you have more options and more opportunities to make more money. So you write articles us about things that you want to talk about, and if it shows up on the first page of Google, one of the things that you can do is mention companies that are your partners, your affiliates, that pay you commission for recommending them. The fifth thing that you can do is create an e-commerce store. This is creating a store on the internet, and this doesn't have to cost you a lot of money either. I mean, you can do this again with just a few $100s. You have to create a site, and you don't have to create or build all the products, because you can do something called drop shipping. Drop shipping is where your store syncs with the manufacturer. So anytime somebody buys a product on your website, that order will go automatically to your manufacturer, and then your manufacturer will then ship the product out to the customer, and then the manufacturer will then bill you for the product after it gets sold. So you never have to buy any inventory up front. You only buy the inventory after somebody buys it off of your website. Now, to give an example of this, on Market Briefs, which is my financial newsletter company, if you haven't heard of Market Briefs, it is my company where every day we're sending out a daily newsletter of what's happening in the top finance and business news. So that's my company. One of the things that we have in Market Briefs is a store. You can look at it at store.marketbriefs.com. And in the store, we sell different types of apparel for Market Briefs, some of which are actual briefs for our Market Brief readers. Now, with these briefs, one of the things that we do is we give them away to our readers if you refer readers to our newsletter. But you can also purchase these briefs. Now, as of today, we don't own a stockpile of underwear Market Briefs. We are doing this type of drop shipping that I talked about. So if you go to our store and purchase a pair of briefs, well, then the order is going to go directly to our manufacturer, and then our manufacturer is going to create the briefs and then send it out to you. Now, the advantage with this type of e-commerce or drop shipping is it's extremely low cost to start, because I don't got to go out and buy a whole bunch of inventory. I don't got to buy a whole bunch of things. I just work with the manufacturer, and you can put up as many products that you want on your site. And then when people buy it, that's when you purchase the product after somebody buys it off of your site. The disadvantage of it is, well, your margins are very low. Like, our margins on our site are extremely low. For us, the benefit of the e-commerce store isn't to generate revenue. It's for more brand awareness and to give away products in our Market Briefs newsletter. Like, we do fun giveaways where if you refer certain people, then we will give you other products. So it's a way for us to do more marketing. But I know many people that have built full businesses around their own e-commerce store. Drop shipping is an easy way for you to start. Your margins are low, but it's an easy way for you to start. And then once you start generating revenue, if you like it, that's when you can advance and upgrade yourself to buying your own inventory. You're making an investment in your products because you already know how many people are buying your products. And when you do that, now you can see your margins significantly increase, so you can make bigger profit margins, and you don't have to invest a ton of money to start, because now you're starting with drop shipping. Now, at this point, you might be wondering, how do you actually get customers to your store? Well, this brings me to number 6, is to build a social media brand, something on TikTok or Instagram or another social media account where now you can build a larger presence. Because if you can do that, and this doesn't have to be around your life, this could be a general motivational brand or a financial brand or a health brand or whatever type of brand that you want. If you can build a social media page where you're publishing content that people want to see and your posts start to go viral, well, then one of the things that you can do is you can direct your traffic from your social media back to your e-commerce store. So the whole idea here is now you're going to build a brand, you're going to build a presence on the internet that doesn't have to be around your face or your lifestyle, but a certain product or a certain niche that you believe in, that you can educate people on. And then as you start to build this traffic, you can send people to your store. Or if you don't want to create your own store, you can go back to the affiliate method that I talked about with blogging, where now you can build partnerships with different companies. Well, one common one is in the fitness space. If you like fitness, if you like talking about losing weight or building muscle, you can build a page, a social media page around fitness, and then you can try to build a relationship with a supplement company. Maybe you like some supplements, some protein supplements, or whatever supplements that you use. Well, then you can recommend these supplements to your social media audience, and anytime somebody purchases the supplements using your link, you get paid a commission. It's called an affiliate commission. Now, you don't have to worry about building the business and building the website and finding the inventory. All you have to do is send the traffic to the company, and then you're getting your commission anytime somebody makes an order. Now, of course, the person who's getting the biggest benefit is the company who's building the business, but now you don't have to do all the work of managing the inventory and managing the returns and managing the customer service. So you don't have to do as much work, which is why you're not getting all the profits, but you do get your affiliate commission by just recommending it to your social media audience. But the tough part now is building the social media audience, and I can tell you from experience that it is possible, but it takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of consistency. In the social media game, if you want to be successful, You have to publish content consistently because the reality is there is so much content on the internet. So you need to get your content seen and people forget about you very fast. So you want to be posting content consistently every single day, ideally multiple times a day, especially if you're talking about Instagram and TikTok and all that. So you need to be posting as many times as possible and you want to make sure your content is different. You want to be able to stick out. Look at anybody who has gone viral. They say something that really resonates with you. If you're just copying and pasting what everybody else says, you're just vanilla. Nobody even notices you because there's nothing interesting about you. You need to be able to pull on people's heartstrings. So you need to be able to get people to actually listen to you. So you have to have an opinion about whatever it is that you talk about, and you need people to listen to you and share your content, which will make you go viral. Now, if you can do that, that will build you your social media presence, which then you can leverage to build any other product that I just talked about. The seventh way that you can make money from home is by building your personal brand. And now I'll give you my personal experience here because I started Minority Mindset, this YouTube channel, with less than $100. I started by making videos off of my cell phone in front of a white wall. I don't have any fancy camera equipment, no fancy audio equipment. I don't have hundreds of dollars of lights. I mean, all I had was really a tripod with a camera, my phone hookup, and that was it. I mean, it was like $30, maybe $40 or $50 worth of equipment. And I just made videos for fun. It was a hobby for me. Now, I never wanted to be the face of Minority Mindset because this was just something that I was doing as a hobby. Then Minority Mindset started to grow and I was like, holy moly, people are starting to realize who I am. And I never wanted to be famous. I never wanted to be a celebrity. I just wanted to put out content and help educate the things that I wish that I knew when I was getting started in finance, because the whole reason I started this brand was because I was an entrepreneur against everyone's will. Nobody wanted me to be an entrepreneur. Nobody wanted me to be an investor. In my house, I was told to be a doctor, go to school, get good grades, and follow the traditional path. Now, I love my parents. They just didn't have that sort of financial education. And so for me, I wanted to do something different. Never really had any mentorship, never really had any guidance, which was why I created Minority Mindset to provide that. But I just never really liked the idea of being a celebrity or a social media celebrity or an influencer or any of that. I never really wanted to do that. So I tried multiple times through the Minority Mindset brand to bring on other people, to bring on other hosts onto the Minority Mindset channel. And I never really kept my face as the logo. I mean, it was the Minority Mindset logo for the longest time until after we had 1 million subscribers. But at around 1.1 million subscribers or so, that was when I had to make the tough realization where I was holding back Minority Mindset and our education because I was trying to make Minority Mindset a company as opposed to just it being my personal brand, because everybody associated Minority Mindset as me, but I was trying to keep Minority Mindset distant from me. And around the end of 2021 or the beginning part of 2022, I was hovering around 1.1 million subscribers on YouTube. And that was when I made the decision that Minority Mindset needs to be me, and I need to separate my companies from Minority Mindset. And so Minority Mindset became a personal brand. Now, again, I started the Minority Mindset with less than $100. And now it has grown into a full YouTube channel, and I have built other companies through this brand that I have built. Like I talked about Market Briefs, which is my financial newsletter company. I've also built Market Insiders, which is an investing education app. And the whole idea here is I have people that watch my videos, and then I can help the people that watch my videos by giving them some sort of product. Maybe it's an affiliate, maybe it's a sponsor, or my own companies like Market Briefs is that free financial newsletter that I talked about. I never grew up being able to understand what's happening in the financial news. And when the whole pandemic hit, that's when I asked my team to start breaking down what's happening in the financial news for an easy summary for me, because I was trying to make videos. During the pandemic was when I first started making videos 5 times a week. Because before that, it was 3 times a week because I was busy with a whole lot of other things. And when the pandemic hit, it was like craziness in the financial markets. So I wanted to make more videos to help people stay up to date. And I asked my team to help me out by giving me a daily summary of what's happening in the markets. And this daily summary, then I asked our audience here on YouTube, I said, if you want a daily summary, you can just join this Minority Mindset newsletter that I created. Just so now the email, this newsletter that the team was making for me, now our readers could access it too. And slowly this just kind of went on, and eventually people really started to like it, and I was like, wow, we can turn this newsletter into its own thing. So I separated Minority Mindset from Market Briefs, and Market Briefs became its own company. Now today, Market Briefs is one of the fastest growing financial newsletters on the internet. We offer a great product, but it all started because I had this personal brand. Now, the reason and way that I've been able to build this personal brand, I believe, is because I try to be as authentic and genuine as possible. I mean, I am me in these videos, right? Like, I really don't care if people don't like the way I talk, if people don't like that I say guacamole, if people don't like the way I say hello. I mean, that's okay. If you don't like what I say, you don't like what I do, that's fine. There's a bunch of other financial YouTubers you can watch. You can always click the X. That's the freedom of YouTube, where you're decentralizing education. But for me, I like this because I can talk about the things that I wish I knew, and I come from a very genuine place where these are the things that I wish I knew. Everything I talk about is from my own experiences. And so this has allowed me to build my own personal brand. So Minority Mindset makes revenue, and then I reinvest this revenue back into my own companies. Now, most creators don't do that. Most creators build a personal brand and that's it. They live off of the revenue that their personal brand brings them. That's just not what I do because I'm more of an entrepreneur. This is my hobby. Minority Mindset is literally my hobby, and I use the money that I make from Minority Mindset to help fund my businesses, and that's what I do. Now, if you want to build your personal brand, if that's something that you're interested in, you can use YouTube, you can use podcasts. There's so many different tools out there, but the whole idea and the way that you can become successful with this is by providing value. The more value that you provide, the more that people are going to want to listen to or view your content. And so, you can try to hack the algorithm and do all these things, but at the very core, you cannot get away from the core reason why people watch or pay attention to or listen to a certain person or influencer or whatever on the internet, and that's because of some sort of value that they provide. So you can try all the algorithms to hack the system, to hack the algorithm, but at the end of the day, you have to be able to provide value, and the more value that you provide, the better results that you're going to get. Number 8, you can get into the service business on the internet. Now, interestingly, a long time ago, many years ago, I actually did this for a little period of time, and it made me some decent money. And the whole idea here in the service business is you can sell your services, and now if you're selling your services, your fees are significantly less because you don't have a cost to produce something because you're selling your own services. Now, the question is, how do you do that on the internet? What I did was a long time ago, I had built some social media pages on how to help people build a website or something along those lines. And I was actually working through Upwork, I believe. Maybe it was a different freelancing site, but it was one of those freelancing sites, and I had hired a web developer overseas on this freelancing platform. And when I got a client or a lead from my social media platform of somebody that wanted me to build a website for them, I would construct it, and I would come up with an idea, I'd come up with a proposal with the help of my freelancer, and then I would charge the person who wanted the website like 50% more. So if it would cost me $200 to build a website, I might sell it for $300 or $350 to the end user. Now, this doesn't mean you got to do the exact same thing, but you can find different ways to sell services. If you know how to build a website, if you know how to code, if you know how to do graphic design, if you know how to do video editing, these are services now that you can directly offer to people that are doing it, that are doing these things, that are paying money for these things. And the question is now, how do you get into the business of somebody who's already having a video editor, who already has some of these services already contracted out? Well, this is where you have to present your value. And the easiest thing to do to get your foot in the door is by offering your services for free. Now, for free, you might hear that and say, how am I going to make any money? Well, it doesn't have to be free forever, but you want to make it enticing. That way you can get the conversation started. If you know how to build a website, or if you know how to do video editing, find somebody, a business owner or an influencer or somebody in this niche who's using your types of services right now. Then offer to do it for free for a certain period of time. That way you can just show your services. And if you can demonstrate how good you are, how valuable you are, how great responding you are, and they can start to like you and they want to work with you, well then after the 2 weeks or whatever of you offering your services for free, that's when you can say, I would love to continue working with you. I really enjoyed this. These are my prices. Would you like to continue working together? Now you got your foot in the door. It's much easier to do that than say, hey, I want to do videos for you, or I want to do your website. It's going to cost $2,000. Most people are going to hear that and say, well, I know nothing about you, especially if you don't have a portfolio, you don't have a name to back you, you don't have the experience, you don't have the referrals. It's going to be very hard for you to build that unless you do it. And the way that you can get it now is by offering your services for free to begin with. Number 9, you can finally start your own business. So if you have a business idea, you want to create something, you want to do something, well then this is your time, because the internet has made things so much more accessible. And the nice thing is, even if you don't have a lot of money to create your product, you don't need that anymore, because you can use something like Kickstarter to launch your product. get pre-orders before you even have a product, and then you take the revenue that you got from your Kickstarter campaign to go out and actually build your product. So thanks to the internet, you don't need a ton of money to start a company anymore, because there are so many alternative ways for you to either generate revenue now through a Kickstarter campaign, or if you wanted to raise money for your company, you want to get investment dollars, you can do some sort of investment crowdfunding, something like Republic or Start Engine or WeFunder. These are investment crowdfunding places. Now, I am an investor in WeFunder, I have to disclose that, but these are places where now you can sell equity in your companies to raise money to continue growing your company. So now, if you have a business idea, you can start doing it on the internet. You don't need a ton of money to start, and then if you need money to continue growing it, you can use something like Kickstarter. Then you can use one of the investment crowdfunding platforms to raise equity to help you grow even further. And this brings me to number 9.5, which is more of the miscellaneous. These are not things that I have done to make money. However, I know people personally who have made money doing these things. So let's just jump right into it. Number 1 is now selling some sort of baked goods from your home. One of my friends, his mom makes this amazing carrot cake. So what did he do? He told his mom to make a couple carrot cakes. He took a bunch of pictures and videos of it. He started putting it on social media. He told all of his friends about it. And then he started selling this carrot cake for like $30 to $50, depending on how big you wanted it. And now they have not a ton of money coming in from this carrot cake, but they have a few orders coming in every week for their carrot cake. You can do pet sitting. If you're working from home and you're already home and you know some friends that have dogs or they have pets that are sitting at home all day, well, now you can offer your home to your friend's dog. That way you can sit and take care of the dog while they're gone at work or while they're on vacation. Now you're getting paid to take care of the dogs, and hopefully you like dogs because now it's more fun for you to take care of their dog. And third, if you're artistic, you can create and sell your own crafts. Etsy has made this so much more accessible, where now you can build whatever types of arts and crafts that you want, and I bet you that there's a market for it. And Etsy lets you now market your products to people. And I bought a bunch of random things off of Etsy, things for our office, things for my home. So if you like arts and crafts, you like creating things, well, you can make some money off of that too. If you want to make more money, you can use your money, your income, to buy more income. And there's many different ways that you can do this, and you got to figure out what's interesting to you, what you are passionate about, and what's going to give you the best risk to reward ratio. Because obviously here, starting a business or buying a business is going to be some of the most risky things that you can do.